Good morning, everyone. Well, here it is, the 19th of June, midwinter, on a beautiful morning. Now, the question today is, what actually causes the pain that we feel? So, let's have a quick chat about lipopolysaccharide molecules, or LPS for short. Now, the point of this flashy intro is that the science knows what causes the pain. So let's keep it really simple, right? Now, these LPS molecules are produced in the wall of the living bacteria that ooze out to cover the bacteria, and that is what we know of as toxins. It's a clever survival technique to support the establishment and survival of the specific invading bacteria colony. They group together in a mass, and collectively they are covered in this mass of toxic slime, and every bacteria species has a different toxin. It is toxic to anything in our body, including our internal defense mechanisms and other bacteria and fungi, etc. Now, when they set up shop inside our body and produce this cover of toxic poison, it eventually corrodes the mucus layer in our small intestine lining, and then the lining of our intestine itself. Yeah. Now let's briefly jump back to the diagram of a damaged gut wall. Remember, the lining itself is only about 1 millimeter thick. It's very thin. And let's not forget that a healthy gut lining, mucus layer, and good bacteria colony in the large colon can naturally fend off these invaders for years, as long as the human is healthy and well fed, living a relatively stress-free life, and the stomach acid factory is working well. However, when a bacteria colony gets established over a period of time, then the toxins, lipopolysaccharides, increase in volume, and it eventually burns the gut lining. Now, in that moment, it creates an instant sense of pain in us, like burning your finger. Ouch! And the presence of those LPS toxic molecules also triggers our immune system inside our gut, which also means automatic inflammation, which always makes things swollen, hot, and painful for a few days. Now, inflammation is a critical part of the natural healing process. Just like that burnt finger, which is still hot, swollen, and very painful as it heals even a few days later after you originally burnt it. But in the case of our finger, the damage is not ongoing. Unlike the toxins from the bacterial invasion, which is now relentless as long as they are there, and so often individuals don't even know they're there. And when our gut lining completely fails, commonly called leaky gut, and these toxins have eventually made their way into our blood system and even to our brain, we can even experience mental and emotional imbalance at many levels. That's right, the science is clear. It's just that we don't get told. Immune disorders and even mental health and well-being issues can result directly from gut issues. And it interferes with the energy parts of our cell called the mitochondria. And we experience general and chronic fatigue throughout our whole body. And because we don't know any better, because no one is going to tell us, we accept it all as just part of the way it is. Now, interestingly, that's why fatigue is not necessarily caused by a lack of iron, specific foods, or heavy workload. It could just as easily be the result of toxins and even a lack of acid production in the stomach due to the stress. That's right. Knowing that means we can do something about it. You would agree? Now, all syndromes, remember, common signs and symptoms of a disease can lead us to a cause and pretty conclusive self-diagnosis of bacterial and or fungi infections in our upper small intestine and then the large colon itself. A competent medical detective would spot that very early. Now let me finish off with a bit of good news. There is a solution, a very simple solution that we can do ourselves, and it is very effective. So that's a good news story finishing, eh? Okay, we'll catch you later. Bye-bye.